Alright, what's going on YouTube? How's everybody doing? So I just want to give an update on the tank wall and what's gone on the other day, so you don't have to watch the whole live, but I still suggest going and watching the live. Gives a lot more depth and detail on the process and pretty much what had to be gone through to get this wall to where it's at right now. So if you guys want to contribute, Cash App right here, and if you send something, just leave a memo on what you want your name to be put on the wall, and $5 gets you your name on the wall, just like all these guys right here. And I give a shout out to anybody new that contributes when I go on my next live or I make a next video. So it's basically a breakdown of what we did. I got an Aqua Miracle pump, and this is the model number right here, NP30. It's from Amazon, and I mean, it's a pretty small pump, guys. I actually really enjoy these pumps. They're pretty quiet. I'm talking over it, and the bubbles are louder than the pump for the most part. So basically what I had done is I drilled holes through all of the 2x6s on the tank wall on the top back. Found a reasonable spot that didn't seem like it would weaken the integrity of the wall itself, and we ran the piece of PVC through. There's 3 rows of tanks, 20-gallon longs, so we ran 3 rows of PVC pipe, 1/2 inch. And then how I did the input is I put a T in the middle to where it goes straight across, elbow coming down, and we got a threaded elbow, and we put the airline right onto the barbed fitting that threaded into the threaded elbow, and ran our stock line right onto it and set the pump right here. So that pressurizes the whole entire unit. The ends down here, we put end caps on up here. You can kind of see. And that's how everything's ran. So we have 6 tanks up and running right now, and then there we go. That was bugging me, sorry guys. Then after we ran that, I drilled with a 3/16 drill bit and tapped in the lines. So I have 2 drops per 20-gallon, 1 for each corner, and then if I need anything else, I can run more, any amount of the airline dropped pieces that I want. So then pay it off now. Just like that. Of course, you know, you put something on there, it adds resistance. It's not wide open, so it does make it a little better. So next step is to clean these last 3 tanks the rest of the way, and clean the lids for those. And then we have Snow White's going to go in here. We have honeycombs that are going to go in here, and then we have our green dragons that are going to go down there. And that pretty much kind of takes up the whole wall for now until we get rid of the Bija Finistratus, and then super reds. So basically this is going to be grow op for all of it, and that frees up tanks out there to where I can start separating some of these guys that are in here into hopeful potential breeding partners, and possibly trade some of these guys to get some other types of plecos. kind of convinced that some of these might be, I don't know. I thought some of these might have been green dragons, but more and more I look at them, they just got a nice pattern on them, and they seem to just be generic bristle noses. Down here we have our albinos. They're doing pretty good. They're happy. They're really tiny still, but being in bigger water, especially when I get the auto water change set up on here, everything in these tanks should grow pretty quick and make it to where we can get them moved to the local fish shops as fast as possible. We got our super reds in here. I'm going to run today to the store and grab meds for this guy so we can get him out of here hopefully soon, and then we need to grab more pieces of driftwood to put in these tanks as well. So that's kind of the mission for today, so stay tuned for later on for another video of going and getting some stuff and hopefully clean these last 3 tanks out and getting them filled with water and start cycling them, putting a filter in. I guess now that everything's in, I did not do the airline drops on this side yet because there was no tank set up over here, so that's going to also be a thing. Airline drops are right here in the bag, but definitely got to go get us some driftwood today, put in here. And then really soon is going to be working on the auto water change. That'll, like I said, allow these guys to grow a significant amount faster. Came home today, no airlines are popped off, all the tanks are still bubbling, so, but I also got rid of the one-way valves and I'm running better airline because it's not as expensive worth of journey to do so. It was getting kind of pricey to run long sections of airline all the way across, and now we don't have to do that anymore. So I have the rest of the heaters to go in these last 3 tanks, I have the rest of the filters to go in these last 3 tanks, and pretty much everything to do the setup to get it to where these other 6 tanks are at. And then when we move some fish around, some plecos around, should I say, there are fish, but when I move some of them around, that'll free up tanks on the wall out there to where I can more organize my adults to get the breeding pairs in the tanks and set up more caves for them to potentially breed in. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Just wanted to give an update, and once again, subscribe, share, like, comment. Feedback's always appreciated, and I always respond. But if you guys want to contribute to the cause, Cash App right here, and the Cash App's also in the description. So like I said, you get your name on the wall with a $5 contribution, like Mel, Harry, Dylan, Remy. Those are my supporters right now, and I hope that list comes to grow over time. This is getting a little expensive of a hobby here, and I like learning about it and teaching you guys what I learned and working together with you guys and all of that fun stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. King out.